Inside ANAN, Dr. Esanju Olaloye speaks on accountability, Nigeria's economy and the future of financial governance. Dr. Esanju Samuel Olaloye, FCNA, FCA, ACrFD, is a seasoned financial technocrat, academic and distinguished accounting professional whose career spans decades of excellence in accounting, finance, public administration, and social research. Born in Ibokun, Obokun local government area of Osun State, Dr. Olaloye has built an outstanding reputation founded on integrity, professionalism, and service. He holds a bachelor's degree in management and accounting from Obafemi Awolowo University, a master's degree in finance from Ladoke Akintola University, and a doctor of philosophy Ph.D. in accounting from the Kingdom Life University, Florida, United States. He is a fellow of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, a fellow of Institute of Chartered Economists of Nigeria, and an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Investigators of Nigeria. His commitment to ethical leadership and professional excellence earned him the position of chairman ANAN Oyo State branch. In this exclusive interview with Rulers World News, Dr. Olaloye shares his inspiring professional journey, the vision of ANAN, and his perspective on accountability, economic reforms, and national development.
I came from a very humble background. Actually, people may think it should be all from my paternal, from royal, from maternal, from aristocrat family. But despite all those qualities, humbleness is germane. Apart from the two handle. So I always see myself as coming from an humble background. We are discipline, integrity. In fact, they cannot even compromise with. Before you even talk of artwork, they tell you that discipline and integrity matter most. And to crown it all, the fear of God. Wake up early in the morning, in the night. People are especially my grandma, always prayerful. So they always emphasize on that integrity. So my journey also have some challenges, but I've always believed that education, continuous learning, perseverance, and good character can transform life. That is why I chose accounting, just to have my own contribution to society. Because society, I believe in someone that have integrity and trust. And when you say as an accountant, you are a custodian of public trust. People must trust you.
Addressing the long-standing comparison between ANAN and ICANN, Dr. Olaloye explained the distinctions between both professional accounting bodies, emphasizing that each institution is established by law to strengthen professionalism and contribute to national development.
Actually, there is no disparity between ICANN and ANAN. Me, I'm ANAN by choice.
All right.
And two, I told you there's no much disparity, because both of us are accounting body, professional body.
Professionals, yes.
And we are to control the regulatory body in accounting. Both of us, we have standard. And instead of us to see you as a competitors, we are like contemporary to add more to the economy. So it depends on the way people see it. If you look at ICANN, you pass through stage, you can start from secondary school to AD or whatever. But as ANAN, you first of all become a graduate, either by a Ph.D. accounting or Ph.D. accounting. What do you expect someone that passed through the secondary school, then to all those institutions with the knowledge he has acquired as an institution now went for the professional exam? That would be different. And ANAN is strictly for, you have to be a business study student. That is maybe from accounting background or banking background or economic background. Not that I'm a physicist, I want to become an accountant. So that is, they are either the public sector or private sector. They are both driver of economy.
Speaking on ANAN as an institution of knowledge and professional excellence, He highlighted the association's nationwide training structure, noting that although its headquarters is in Jos, Plateau State, accredited study centers are strategically located across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones to ensure easy access to quality professional education.
At state level, we organize a kind of study center for them, and there is a body that monitor all those study centers too, that ensure what they are teaching is in line with the, like, you combine the tutelages with it. You're supposed to practical aspects, you're supposed to learning, then you stay for the exam. But just of recent, we know by civilization, by expansion, we discovered that the exam session should not be concentrated in Jos. So it was to seize geopolitical. Like we Southwest now, we have our own at Lagos. So that's Kano Center, Port Center, Jos Center, that's all the 6 geopolitical zones. So instead of concentrating everything on just, but when it comes to marking, it will be a conference marking. So all the exams done at the 6 geopolitical zone will be marked at Jos College of Accountancy. In there also we have our own university there, but now be supervised by all those the people that are run them by the sign one, the Ph.D, others now sit for the marking, and there everything will be collected, and those who pass will send it to them.
As a globally recognized and professional regulated body, Dr. Olaloye explained the mechanism ANAN has put in place to promote transparency, accountability, and sound public financial management in both the public and private sectors.
You know, many of our members occupy strategic positions in ministries, especially in our departmental agency in Oyo State, and we are there to strengthen the internal control, also to improve on budgeting processing, and we ensure compliance with financial regulations and promote transparency reporting, and professional ethics remain our guiding principle. For the two, that professional ethics being our guiding principles to every organization, the internal control is challenging. And these days, our professionals even move beyond creating or strengthening the internal control. We ensure compliance, and that is why at compliance level there are so many things inclusive these days. At compliance, you even go beyond the accountancy level. But our members occupy so many strategic places in Oyo State, just to assist government in all those areas I mentioned. So, and transparency, as a competent professionals, you have to put in all those things. I mean, improving on the budget, even including advising government on how to reduce budget and how to increase the internal control and the internally generated revenue. And you know, any government that has more internally generated revenue, we have more fund to use on the infrastructures. So those are where you need the professionals.
He also offered his assessment of Nigerian current economic realities, stressing the importance of value for money, prudent resources management, and measurable returns on public investment.
To some and others too. But many say no. Many will be political. And you know that some people, they can never see good aspects of any current or ruling regime, simply because of the ulterior motive of their political. And that was it, yes. Increase in all those grants, subvention or allocation to the states, you can see there's an improvement in the infrastructures. And also, if you look the way the things in Nigeria before, if you look at the trend, the people are looking at the money value, this regulation or whatever. But if you look at what is going present, economy is like a tree. Where you fell a tree today and you plant another one. It's not what I will just generate in a day. That will now be big one and it will take time. But for this increase in Nigeria is affecting, if you look at our infrastructure critically and the way the agriculture sector are being developed, and you see that there is an improvement. But when you talk of others area, that will be looking at the electricity, there is no light, and there is no this. They didn't factor in the expansion. It's not the number of people that are using electricity, that are using it now. And there are some countries that rush in there because there are some area that they are capitalizing upon to leverage to cheat the government. Immediately government realized all this and have introducing all those rules and precautions. They fell back and they now be talking to citing all those industries. But in a nutshell, the increment in the allocation have a good reflection, at least to surface the immediate needs, paying salary, expansion of rural area, turning rural area to urbanization, roads, and all those things.
Dr. Olaloye further advised government at all levels to embrace fiscal discipline, ensure responsible budget implementation, eliminate wasteful spending, and prioritize budgets that directly improve the welfare of the citizens.
What I always believe in is when we budget when we have our budget, we must carry it to the leg. And if we are unable, whatever that we are able to perform on this budget, one can roll over. And not only that, for government to execute its budget, it has to be backed up with fund. And whatever that are determined, we do it on stage. And except if there is insurgency or what they couldn't plan for when it happens. And all those contingency for also will have been making provision. So I will also believe that government must carry out their budgets effectively, just for people also to see the effects of the governance.
Drawing from his wealth of professional experience, the ANAN chairman underscored the critical role accountant and professional accounting organizations play in preventing financial leakages, combating fraud, and strengthening institutional accountability.
We, as a professionals, we don't like leakages or fraud. That is why, I've been mentioned the creation of internal control mechanism. As a professional, you strengthen that internal control. Then we have to embrace digital financial system, and we have to be conducting regular audits just to block those ghost workers. Then we will enforce segregation of duties and promote transparency. With that, all these financial leakages or whatever we will do. And more importantly, I've said it before, my pillar, integrity must always come before technical competency. That integrity matters. If you that you are using fake certificates, don't expect government to. And you that are also even to contribute your. Many people thought it is only money when we are talking about fraud that you defraud. You that you are supposed to be in office for 30, they say 30 days make a pay, and you are there for 12 days, and you collect for a whole month. You resume 9 o'clock. By 12, so when you calculate the hours lost, it's also fraud. And even these days, I'm so surprised. The order I expect all organizations now to have their clocking time, to clock in and clock out. Even in some organizations that have a clocking machine, you discover that it may not work. Nigeria, we are a peculiar country, very peculiar. So the only thing, that's why I mentioned of compliance last time, that apart from you have the internal control mechanism, you have to step up to the compliance level. that you see things. And what is the summary of compliance level is for operational efficiency and to produce higher productivity.
Highlighting ANAN's commitment to social development, he described the association as an agent of positive change, dedicated to empowering communities through financial literacy, ethical leadership, and professional capacity building.
We have to invest heavily in mentoring. ANAN invest heavily in mentoring for those people not to japa, and we ensure that to be professional. They have to be professional certification, and then we let them see the digital accounting skill. That's why they are going to do their exam. Then entrepreneurship. We have so many talents, so many on tap economy that is here. We just need to wake them up for them to do it. Not only that, there will be leadership development and continuous learning. If that is why, even at our own level here, my people can just bear me witness that I ensure that every professional now, you just have to be diligent. You develop yourself to become a practitioner. We call it to retire, to refire, to acquire your lost desire. But even while you are in service, if you cannot acquire, as a professional accountant, you should not retire and go home and die. That's secondary level. But at that level, we make sure all our youth now, we give them the digital skill. Then for them to become and to embrace entrepreneurship. And two, we let them realize there are potentials in Nigeria that they need to tap. So with this, many of them get there. They now discover that what you are doing them is right. So our objective is to produce employable accountants, but also employer of labor.
According to him, every individual, family, business, and organization, regardless of size, need the service of professional accountant to ensure financial stability, growth, and sustainability.
They must have a realistic budget. They must do what? Have a realistic budget. Come on, turn around with it. Someone that's supposed to be living at 20,000 naira per week should not budget 20,000 for himself per day. And should not even follow someone that's collecting 20,000 naira per hour. They are so mismatched. Yeah. So we have to educate them for them to do what? To have a realistic budget. Then from there, we now teach them how to manage their cash flow. Not pattern. No matter what you have, you must have savings. How will you have savings? You will reduce unnecessary spending. Like every one of us here, interpret as a scenario. With these 3 months, must you do that one? Can't you put on the one we have for you, like as our director? Hey, that clothes we bought for our director, let us put it on. No, amount you will use on dry cleaning is far cheaper to amount you will use for replacements. Yeah. Those are the factors too. Apart from having the realistic budget, you manage your cash flows, then you reduce your unnecessary expenditure, then you will improve on your savings and make informed investment decision.
On behalf of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, Dr. Olaloye reiterates ANAN's readiness to partner with government, institutions, corporate organizations, and the media in promoting transparency, accountability, and sustainable national development.
I thank God. So many things have been in place already, especially like strengthening professionalism. In fact, every activity, they knows me, my regime, anything that is against strengthening professionalism, you not see me there. If we have 2 or 3 minutes together, I would say let us exchange ideas. We are now trying to empower the young ones to become an accountant, go to schools, educate them, show them the beauty of accountancy. Then we promote integrity. Then we build strategy. Then there must be a partnership. No accounting these days. There are some, they may not even be an accountant. They can see perform certain things and bring it to you for you to put in your professional touch and contribute meaningfully to economic development of your state. All the way will contribute to economy of your state. In fact, there is no week that will not even discuss about that one. So those are the things I want to be remembered for, and I want to leave a big legacy. That at least integrity, self-services, capacity building, mentorship, and institutional growth. Very challenging.
That was Dr. Esanju Samuel Olaloye, Chairman of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAN, Oyo State Branch, sharing his insight on professional accounting, economic governance, transparency, and the role of accountants in building a more prosperous Nigeria. For Rulers World News, I am Sheriff Oyewole. Thanks for watching.